Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavansham Sri Rupam Chakrajatam Raghunathantam Tvam Sajivam Shadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitam Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur-Bhakta-Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaitya Gadadhara Sivasadi Gora Bhaktavinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaitya Gadadhara Sivasadi Gora Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare No problem. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bolo. Please Mata.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Jayo Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Sri Radhe, Jayo Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Sri Radhe, Jayo Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, 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 Jayo Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jayong Vishnupad Paramhansha Ashtottar Sri Srimad Abhay Charanar Bindu Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayong Vishnupad Paramhansha Ashtottar Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Brinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gauru Bhakta Brinda Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kundu Radha Kundu Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sri Mayapur Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Samabeto Bhakta Brinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pranadadadadaina. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shiratankanakanaye. Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho. Parato Narsimho. Yato yato yamitai to Narsimho. Yato yato yamitai to Narsimho. Bahir Narsimho. Hridaya Narsimho. Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapadya. Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Adbhuta Stringam Darita Hiranyakashipu Tado Briga Kesavatrika Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare. Naka Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Simha Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you.
We just put this away so people can gather in groups.
Sorry, exit this way? Okay.
Then all the various over there, they can come and sit in the temple and bring shit together. Take Prabhupada Darshan, deity church, just for 3 minutes.
How's your printer?
I'm just going to go to the car because I left my phone in there. I don't know how to do that. I'm going to the class. I don't know how to get out of there. You know, because I can go in here to get my key. Huh?
You can't get in again, it's locked.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? I left my phone in there, in the car. Just there.
Is the car locked?
I don't know. I better go and get it quickly. Isn't it?
Yeah, you still have time.
I can go, yeah.
That's nice.
I'm just going to go and get it, okay?
Okay.
Friday night, they have a gift on here already tonight.
How's your printer?
How many people do you want?
Doesn't recognize HP thingies.
Should I come along and take a look at it? Would that help? Yeah, I've got that.
Just ring me anytime and then I'll see you.
Okay, fine.
Thank you very much for your service.
You have more than happy.
I see your name and I think, I know him. Yeah, you did not your service for the time.
Not enough to fill a profile.
Never enough for him. So we're waiting for this. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to clean up. I'm sure we can take some of it. Yeah, we can.
I'll just be charging.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be outside charging.
Okay, I will join and just assist.
No, please.
I'll just take some to them.
So I can't do it on Sunday. I can arrange one for you on Friday. On Sunday evening. Are you going to get a class? So set it up there. It's online. People are online.
Online now? Nobody's here, not even
Yeah, normally they sit down and give class, and one or two people turn up. You have to get this class. Okay, I'm locking up here. So anybody want to come, they can come that time. Are you okay? Come. Walk around. We're not going to shout. We'll leave it by the time you get home. Reverse.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let me hold it for you. We don't have the small book, isn't it? The song book. I left it home. It's not in there, is it? Song book. It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry. Okay. We just sing together. Okay. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunjo Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunjo Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jana Yashodanandan bhajo jana ranjana Jamuna tira vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunjo Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandan bhajo jana ranjana Jamuna tira vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Thank you, everyone. This is my first class I'm giving on Bhagavad Gita. I've been asked to give this class. So please give me your blessings so that I can say something in this subject. It's actually Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 3. Before we do that, can we do the Mangala Charan? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Yeah, a little bit nervous today because this is my first class. So, as I said, give me your blessings so that I can say something in Bhagavad Gita. And also, I'm doing this service for my own purification. Thank you. Thank you. So, we're going to do the Mangala Charan. Om Yagyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshunanlimitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Krishna Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sopadam Tikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuto Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupa Shagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitamtam Sajivam Sadhuvaitam Sadhudutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vikshakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dino Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanjana Gaurange Radhe Vindavaneshwari Vishobhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Piye Banchakalpa Taru Vyasha Kipa Sindhu Baibacha Patitanam Pavane Pyor Vaishnava Pyo Nama Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashati Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, everyone. So if we go to now chapter 7, text 3. Okay. Translation. Not the translation, sorry, purport first. No, the verse, sorry. Sanskrit verse first, yes. Manushyanam shahesh reshu. Can you repeat? Manushyanam shahesh reshu. Manushyanam shahesh reshu. Kischid tata yatati siddhaye. Kaschid yatate siddhaye. Kaschid yatate siddhaye. Yatatam api siddhyanam. Yatata api siddhyanam. Yatata api siddhyanam. Kischin mam vati tadvataha. Kischin mam vati tadvataha. Manushanam of men, if you could repeat. Sahasreshu, out of many thousands. Kishchit, someone. Yatati, endeavors. Siddhaye, for perfection. Yatatam, of those so endeavoring. Api, indeed. Siddhyanam, of those who have achieved perfection. Kaschit, someone. Mam, me. Vati, does not. Tadvataha, in fact. Okay, now the translation. Out of many thousand among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So that's saying that out of many men, among one man, one may endeavor to perfection. So that is a lot of people, like thousands and thousands men, one may want the perfection. I've made some notes. I don't know how much I can say. I made many notes. So, yes, oh yes, we need to read the purport, isn't it? So I will read the purport. The first bit, shall I do? And then do you want to do the next? If you wish. Okay then, okay. Purport, there are various grades of men, and out of many thousand of one may be sufficiently interested in transcendental realization to try to know what is the self, what is the body, and what is the absolute truth. Generally, mankind is simply engaged in animal propensities, namely eating, sleeping, defending, and mating, and hardly anyone is interested in transcendental knowledge. The first 6 chapters of the Gita are meant for those who are interested in transcendental knowledge, in understanding the self, the super self, and the process of realization by jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, and discrimination of the self from matter. However, Krishna can be known only by persons who are in Krishna consciousness. Other transcendentalists may achieve impersonal Brahman realization, for this is easier than understanding Krishna. Krishna is the supreme person, but at the same time, he is beyond the knowledge of Brahman and Praratma. The yogis and jnanis are confused in their attempt to understand Krishna, although the greatest of the impersonalists, Sripada Sankaracharya, has admitted in his Gita commentary that Krishna is the supreme person or personality of Godhead. His followers do not accept Krishna as such, for it is very difficult to know Krishna, even though one has transcendental realization, impersonal Brahman. Would you like to read the next, Alison? The next purport? Next paragraph?
Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes, the primeval Lord Govinda, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha, Anandi Adi Govinda Sarvakarana Karana. It is very difficult for the non-devotees to know him. Although non-devotees declare that the path of bhakti or devotional service is very easy, they cannot practice it. If the path of bhakti is so easy as the non-devotee class of them proclaim, then why do they take up the difficult path? Actually, the path of bhakti is not easy. The so-called path of bhakti practiced by unauthorized persons without knowledge of bhakti may be easy, but when it is practiced factually according to the rules and regulations, the speculative scholars and philosophers fall away from the path. Sri Rupa Goswami writes in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 101, Shruti Smriti Puranani Pancharatra Vidya I Kanti Hare Bhakti Upakta Yaiva Kalkata. Devotional service of the Lord that ignores the authorized Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas and Narapancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in society.
Samin Mataji, would you like to read the next?
It is not possible for the Brahman realized impersonalist or the Paramatma realized yogi to understand Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as the son of Mother Yashoda or the charioteer of Arjuna. Even the great demigods are sometimes confused about Krishna. Mudyanti yat suraya mam tu veda na kashchana. No one knows me as I am. The Lord says, and if one does not know him, then some Mahatma Sudurlabha, such a great soul, is very rare. Therefore, unless one practices devotional service to the Lord, one cannot know Krishna as he is, tattva, even though one is a great scholar or philosopher. Only the pure devotees can know something of the inconceivable transcendental qualities in Krishna, in the cause of all causes, in his omnipotence and opulence, and in his wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, because Krishna is benevolently inclined to his devotees. He is the last word in Brahman realization, and the devotees alone can realize him as he is. Therefore, it is said, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grayam Indriyehi Sevum Mukhehi Jivatu Swayam Deva Purat Yadaha. No one can understand Krishna as he is by the blunt material senses, but he reveals himself to the devotees, being pleased with them for their transcendental loving service and devotion. This is from Bhaktivedanta.
Thank you so much. So we're going to actually look at the translation now. Out of many thousands of men, one may be endeavoring perfection. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So the last sentence that Samin Mataji read is, no one can understand Krishna as he is by blunt material senses. But the person who can know him is he reveals himself to the devotees, being pleased with them for their transcendental loving service to him. So only person can really know him, know Krishna, is who does service, doing service for Krishna, and Krishna is pleased with that person. So I've got some notes here. I made a lot of notes, and I'll see what I can say from that, because I found a lot of information, because this is actually a famous verse, and Prabhupada actually said it many times about this verse. And I was always inquisitive about that, who comes to Krishna consciousness? Because I found that before I came to Krishna consciousness, I was inquisitive. Although I have been coming for like since the 70s, my father used to take me to a Barry place. So I used to go every Sunday with my siblings, and I found that that stayed in my myself. That impression stayed with me always. That I went there and I saw Prabhupada when I was younger. So and that stayed with me because I used to see Prabhupada in the cart, and when there was Rath Yatra, so I had seen, and I also seen him personally once myself, and spoke to him once, and at Barry Place as I was going upstairs, and he was coming down, and he asked me where I was going, so I had said that I was just going to take prasad, and he said, please do, please do. So I think he actually brought me here. Prabhupada is so merciful. He's very, very merciful. And my father used to actually talk to him about me, because he used to say, oh, she likes going out. She likes to do, like to be with her friends and things. And he was a bit worried about me. But then Prabhupada said, do not worry about her. She will be okay. So anyway, so I have been coming since the 70s. But I didn't take up any philosophy, any spiritual, like I never read any scriptures. I was just coming, like any Hindu person comes here, they see the deities, and you just ask for what you want from the deities. And, and I used to just ask for things, and if he gave me, then I was happy. If he didn't, I wasn't happy. So I used to take the Chandrami to go home, So, and if he didn't give me anything, then I used to think, well, maybe he doesn't exist, So that's how it was for me until about 15, 16 years ago. I actually was very inquisitive. I said, look, I saw a lot of my friends, who are very wealthy, some weren't wealthy, some were in the middle. So I was always inquisitive. I was always thinking that, if they're not happy and they got the money, they got the wealth and they got everything, and they're not happy, so who is happy here? And how do I get this happiness, And so I was trying to balance my life, and try to get perspective of life, and looking for this peace. And actually, Srila Prabhupada said there is no peace. There is no happiness without peace. So I was told, when I came here, I was told that Guru, Shastra, and Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So I said, how do I do this, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra? So I can't get Guru straight away, so I had to have a mentor. So that's how I came, I had to have a mentor. And then read the scriptures. I read Bhagavad Gita, which was given to me through a friend, because I was, there's 4 types of people come to Krishna consciousness. And they are, first one is distress. And someone is desiring for wealth, and they're inquisitive, and someone is searching for knowledge of the absolute. That's the 4th one. So my case was, I was a little distressed. I came and I went to a friend, and she was, and stayed the night, and she was doing puja, and I was like. She said, oh, come and sit with me. And I didn't want to sit with her, because I said, no, where is God? Because why is everybody suffering like this, And so she said, it's in Bhagavad Gita. So she gave me a Bhagavad Gita. I don't know if it was this one, but she gave me a Bhagavad Gita. And so I read from the Bhagavad Gita, and I found so much information. Before I read the Bhagavad Gita, I read perfect question, perfect answer. So that's the story. That's how I came and read, and reading the scriptures now. And I'm far from achieving perfection. It says, out of many thousands among men, one endeavor for perfection. So even then, there are so many people that have trying to get this perfection, and out of these thousands among men, one comes. And out of many thousand, one may achieve the perfection. So it's not an easy thing to do. And it's not easy, but it can be, you can do in this life. So Haridas Thakur, for instance, he chanted like 20 hours every day, Haridas Thakur. So he received the perfection. So he was able to receive the perfection. And Gaur Kishore Babaji, he was always like wearing torn clothes, and he was chanting and doing spiritual life near very kind of dirty places, like nobody would go and disturb him. That's what he wanted. He didn't want to be disturbed. So he used to chant like that. And, and so they see the perfection. So it can be done. Does anybody want to say anything about out of many thousand men? One may endeavor perfection. Do you want to say anything about that?
One thing that I saw in the Bible, when I think it was, I don't know if I was reading, but I was reading the Bible, or when somebody else was reading the Bible, and it said that, and it kind of, in a very short sentence, it said that this soul is, such a soul is very rare, I think it said. So when I read that, I thought about the translation, and I felt like that one very short sentence kind of actually encapsulated what the verse was saying. Does that make sense? Because that's
Yes.
something that probably from the Bhagavad Gita, but probably from other books as well. That's something that really kind of sticks in my mind about what Srila said, that it's a very rare soul.
Yes, okay. Yeah, because Prabhupada actually explaining here that to get to, because most people have imperfect senses, like I said, and they're distressed, they're distressed and they're, sorry, I'm just going to find the paper that I was looking for.
Can I just repeat back what Alison said?
Yes, please, yes.
So basically you said that what is said in the verse, Prabhupada kind of repeats it with different words, and he says that, because the verse says out of many thousand only one will take up spiritual path, and from those who take up spiritual path, hardly anybody, comes to complete the path. So it is very, very rare, to achieve perfection.
It is very rare, yes. I wanted to say, like I heard Prabhupada's lecture, and he was saying that there are thousands and thousands of men, they're not interested these days, they're not interested in spiritual life. They're interested in this sense gratification. They don't even know what spiritual life is. They have no idea what it is and how they can be really happy and where the real happiness lies. So, because in Srimad Bhagavatam 1:10, it says, in this Kali Yuga, men have short lives, they are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and always disturbed. So people are very, disturbed, and They just don't know which direction to go to, how to find. Even if one want to come, I found myself, there was so many like pseudo religions, like I found that they try to capture you, it's very difficult to come to Krishna consciousness. And even in the spirituality, very rare to find people coming to Krishna conscious. Very rare.
Can I say something?
Yes, please, yes.
I think my total understanding of this is the very last sentence here. No one can understand Krishna as he is by the blunt material senses, but he reveals himself to the devotees, being pleased with them for their transcendental loving service unto him. So unless you really love Krishna, you cannot understand.
That's true.
Yeah, thank you.
I was going to say some verses. Can we look at some verses as well? Yeah. Can we look at some verses like 6:30? Can we go into 6:30?
Chapter 6.
Verse 30, yeah. Chapter 6, verse 30. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. So Krishna says that, that if do you want to expand on that?
Okay. My understanding is that because chapter 6 is mostly about the Dhyana Yoga, it's talking about this part of the yoga, eightfold
Yoga system.
System.
Yes.
But what Krishna says that okay, if you follow that path, you will only. It's important that the focus is on Krishna. If the focus is not on Krishna, these yogis are one of these rare men who take up the spiritual path. But Krishna says at the end of chapter 6 that if you don't think about him, then you cannot perfect the path of yoga. Your perfection of yoga is, it says here in this verse that if you see me everywhere and if one sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. So it is important for them, they can perfect their path only when their focus is on Krishna.
If they focus on Krishna.
Yeah.
That's right, yes. And if we could look at BG 1155. 55, some evidence is there for that.
Okay, you want to read that?
Do you want to read that, Alison? Okay.
My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculation, he who works for me and makes me the supreme goal of his life, and who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me.
So that's a good one, isn't it, really? Do you want to expand on that?
Okay. So my understanding of this verse is very similar to the verse that 6:30. From what I can read, that it's like that we could do all sorts of processes, such as in what was in 6:30 about when Shmin was understanding 6:30, I kept thinking about literally yoga, what people do is yoga today, but they're not actually focusing on Krishna. And seeing Krishna as being the goal and the source of everything, and seeing everything in him, because everything's him. So that's what this verse, that's what I can understand from very similar to this verse. Because basically, my understanding is that Krishna is saying that, you can be engaged in all sorts of activities, but unless you focus and your goal is here,
Yes.
then it's pointless. But if actually you can act in this way, thinking of him and working for him, and being kind, not just that, but he also mentioned being kind to every living entity. And I understand that to mean that if you're kind to every living entity, you're kind to every living entity because you understand that every living entity is part and parcel of yours as well, then you can certainly come to it. That's what I understand of what you say.
Okay. That actually explains quite a bit, doesn't it, really? And so who is Krishna, Who is Krishna? So, people say, oh, who is Krishna? So I said, well, he's personality of Godhead. And what is he like? And Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because many people believe that, Hinduism is believing many gods, but they don't know the Supreme. Who is the Supreme? I didn't know who was the Supreme. I thought all the gods were the same. So when I came to Krishna consciousness, I realized that Krishna is the Supreme Personality Godhead. And nobody's above him. He's above everyone. And if others, give benediction, they have to take permission from him. And who created everything? Krishna created everything here, everything and everyone, the supreme manifestation. And people don't understand, that the supremacy of Krishna. And, he has perfect senses. We have imperfect senses. Our senses are not perfect. So how can we make our, perfect senses? By actually understanding the scriptures, reading the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. There's two scriptures that Krishna has given that if we read, it's about Krishna actually speaking in Bhagavad Gita, and in Bhagavatam, it's about Krishna. His devotees have glorifying him about Krishna in Bhagavatam. So that we understand, and then the creation was created. If we understand, Krishna can understand everything. And what is our position? He knows, but we don't know. Even ourselves, we what to talk about others, and we are, first thing I learned that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. So that was something that I first learned, that if we are not this body, then why do I discriminate others like that, So that stopped when I learned that, So we are not this body. Like if we say, oh, we Hindu, Muslim, Christian, but when we leave our body, we're all the same. We are spirit soul. We are not, no designation, I'm African, I'm Indian, I'm this. Prabhupada always says that, actually. So, and Krishna is a person. Krishna means, Radha Krishna, together. So Krishna, Prabhupada talks about the Mayavadi. They think Krishna is material, he has a material body. Krishna is all spiritual. He is not material at all. We are material, that's why we have imperfect senses. And like now is Kali Yoga. You know, before we had Satya Yoga, Treta Yoga, Dropa Yoga, and the process of perfection was very difficult in Satya Yoga, because you had to do, you know, Rajasuya Yajna, you know, which is like you had to have a lot of opulences to do that. You know, you had to give so many horses, cows, and to brahmanas and others, you know, to do that kind of yajnas those days. And then we have you know, they had to meditate. Actually, Satya Yoga, you had to meditate. You know, meditation was like long meditation. For thousands of years, they used to meditate, you know, without sleeping. So that was very difficult. For us now, it would be very difficult to do that. And Treta Yoga was the Rajasuya Yajna, and Dropa Yoga, deity worship. And when they did the deity worship, it would be very opulent. You know, they would spend a lot of money buying jewels and diamonds and all that, you know, to do that. But this Kali Yoga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually came and he made it very simple for this process. In Kali Yoga, all we have to do chant and, you know, have sadvik prasad and dance. So some people think, you know, they're mad, you know, they're dancing. But we actually try, this process that we are doing now is like praying and doing the obeisances for Krishna. So this process is very simple. I forgot to bring my small book. I was going to say something from Sri Sri Ashtakam, but I haven't brought. I thought I brought it, but I hadn't brought it with me. So maybe next time I'll bring that with me. Huh? I have a lot of notes, but it's just finding the right thing to say in such a short time, because I don't know what time the classes end.
Well, from now on you can end it.
Really? Okay.
But we can continue as well.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I add something to what you
Yes,
said?
please. Yes, please. Yes, you can.
Because I understood that you were saying that, you know, knowing Krishna is very important. And we get the information from, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks to us and says something about us, but mostly we get it from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
But this path of Bhakti Yoga, serving Krishna, this is the path that really helps us to get to know the personality of Krishna, the personality of God.
God, yes.
Because other paths, you said they still believe in one God, but they cannot know Krishna perfectly. Some who practice, you know, jnana yogis, they come to know as far as Brahman realization.
Brahman realization.
The dhyana yogis, they come as far as Paramatma realization. But it's the Bhakti yogis who come to know the Bhagavan realization. That is when they get to know Krishna fully. And who is Bhagavan? I think in the verse, you didn't say that, but I just read it from the purport.
Yes, please.
That Bhagavan is, where does it say? He's only pure devotee can know something of the inconceivable transcendental qualities in Krishna. So only by serving Krishna and pleasing Krishna as Bhagavan, then we get to know him. And Bhagavan is the one who is full in wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. And all of these is and beauty. I didn't read. Yeah, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, renunciation. Wealth, fame, strength, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. And only a devotee of Krishna, only by serving Krishna, we are able to know him. And I would like to go back to what you were saying in the beginning about how you came to Krishna consciousness. Okay, it was your curiosity, and also you said that you had some difficulty in life. You know, okay, we all, most of us come through misery, but
also inquisitive. You know, I've always been spiritual. You know, I have always been spiritual. I was always looking for God, but I found that, you know, like I said, a lot of pseudo religions, I kind of got diverted to different religion. You know, I went to so many other religion. I'm not going to name them, but, you know, I went there, but I couldn't find. I wasn't satisfied what I got. But once I read the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and I thought, this is what I've been looking for. Because as I said, I have been around since 70s. I mean, when this place opened, my father, you know, brought us here. He was actually 5th Bengali person. And Prabhupada was one, and there was 4 other Bengali person.
Really?
And my father said that he was here at that time. And he talked about the pond. You know, he said he cleaned up. You know, we have this pond here. He cleaned up with his hand, bare hands, you know, with his friends. My father did, yeah. So he has some sukriti there, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know,
did they speak Bengali together? Did they speak?
Yeah, they did speak Bengali. My father said he saw him more than 30 times, sorry. And when we came here, there was just a handful of people here as well, you know, when we first came. And there was Janmashtami, just would be near the pond. And there would be hardly anybody here. There was only some Bengali friends used to come, and we would all get together, and then the Janmashtami would happen here. But now, my God, 80,000 people come, I understand, you know. But those days, there wasn't many people. And the devotees, they used to take us by the hand and say, come on, have prasadam, come with us, you know. But I was always lamenting that, you know, seeing Prabhupada, you know, at the body place as I was going upstairs for prasad, and he was coming down, and he asked me where I was going, and I said I was going to take prasad upstairs, and he said, please do. Yeah, please do. Yeah. So when he said that to me, and I didn't think much of it, you know, because I was young, I was only 16. So, and I was with a friend, and I bought this Radha Krishna picture, photo, and I framed it now, and it's in my house, it's still there.
Right.
And I'm now over 60, and that was 16 years ago, you know. So it's a very long time that I've been around, but I haven't come until about 16 years ago. As I said, I came with distress. And when I was reading Bhagavad Gita, my friend gave me Bhagavad Gita, and when I was reading, and I was asking so many questions, you know. She said, you have to keep coming. And then when I went to Bhagavatam class, it used to happen upstairs. And somehow everything kind of, all the puzzles, the pieces, got together, you know. So I could see that where I was going from there, you know. Before that, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know which direction I should take, you know. Because, as I said, you know, I was always looking for spiritual. It was like more than what outside can offer me. So I had to come here.
Actually, what I wanted to say is that you, by reading Bhagavad Gita, you know, that is one service that really is pleasing to Krishna. You know, we know that there are 9 processes of devotional service, and Shravanam and Kirtanam is the first and the most important.
I've actually got it with me. Shall I say what they are? All of them? Yes, I've got it with me actually. There is 9 devotional service: hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna, serving the lotus feet of Krishna, and deity worship. Deity worship is very important to me because I like doing that at home. So, you know, because it's personal, because they're your deities, so you can actually, you know, relate and serve them. So that is good. And praying. The 6, executing orders of the spiritual master. I have a spiritual master. I got initiated, I think, about 6-7 years ago, a long time ago. And my spiritual master had taught me quite a lot as well. He helped me. And I'm very grateful to him, but he's now left his body a few years ago. And seeing Prabhupada, I used to lament, oh, Prabhupada couldn't be my spiritual master. But when I found my Guru, I was happy. Yes, and with his blessing, I'm sitting here today. So and then the 8th, serving as a friend, serving Krishna as a friend.